Hey guys, Ash here from Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video. Today we have a look at Gronjarr, the second to last Doom Tower Secret Room hard champion that you can get your hands on. Is this dude worth it? Well, I don't think he really is, but we're going to talk about the niche use cases that he does have in today's video and why the opinion on this dude is actually a bit divided out there. I'm a little bit more negative, but a lot of people are actually a lot higher than I am. So you guys can go ahead and decide. I'll try to be as unbiased as possible in today's video, as I am every guide. So user Trey says, please, Ash, can't find any guide for Gronjarr. His kit is cool, but I don't know anywhere he can fit in the game. We have Viper doing a Gronjarr. Viper says do a Gronjarr, guide. And then we have Creamy Behemoth. Oh, dang. It's be cool to see an anti-Torment Gronjarr guide. Let's go ahead and do just that. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so as I mentioned, Gronjarr is the second to last. Ginro the Stork is actually the last legendary that you get. I actually do like Ginro the Stork a lot more than Gronjarr in Chromax. Vassal I like. Basata is fairly good, but by the time you get him, he's just all right. Varl the Destroyer, I think, is pretty solid, average solid. Gomlock is bad. Euros is great. Thea is, I think she's a little bit overrated person, not to be a hater today, but yeah, I think that what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of Doom Tower hard champions that I think could and should get a buff. Gronjarr actually being one of them. So what does Gronjarr do? Well, let's take a look here. Where are you? He's Force Affinity. He looks really cool, right? I mean, I don't know exactly what that is, chained to his back, but it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. He's got the, the flaming armor, he's basically like spending all day in the forge in his poor hands. Well, they show it. It shows it, right? But I do like him. He's got like that kind of, I don't know, mythic feel to him, even though he's certainly not a mythical champion, but he does have a little bit of that aesthetic. It almost looks like this should be the alternate form to a regular dwarf or something, doesn't it? The reviews on this dude in-game are absolutely awful, and this is kind of where I am on this champion, to be honest with you guys. However, I'm going to, as I mentioned, a lot of differing opinions. Pyro Pummel on his A1 attacks an enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 40% chance of increasing the duration of an HP burn debuff by 1 turn. Okay, not bad. Each hit, 40% chance. Okay, we'll take it. Shatter Falsity, his A2 ability. This is on a 3-turn cooldown when booked. Attack 1 enemies 2 times. First hit, removes block debuffs. Second hit, removing another random buff except for block debuffs. So basically, this dude's trying to place a burn so badly that he's removing block debuffs on his A2. Not a super powerful ability, to be honest with you guys. There's plenty of abilities that remove all buffs. So just having one that only removes block debuffs and another random one is serviceable, but not great, right? Fires of Ald is his burn ability. Now, it's on a 4-turn cooldown. Like, what? You better be activating, they better be protected, it better be the whole 9 if it's going to be a 4-turn burn. But sadly, none of that is happening. Attacks all enemies, has a 100% chance of placing a burn for 2 turns. Also fills this champion's turn meter by 5% for every burn debuff the enemy team had before the attack. What? It should be after the attack, I think, because I don't know. It doesn't make any sense like this at all. It's on a 4-turn cooldown anyway. You can make fills the champion's turn meter by 50%, and it still wouldn't make his kit good. That's how bad I think he is. But there is some use case on him, so don't tune out just yet. Keeper of the Flame is a 3-turn passive. The passive effect is this champion will not receive damage from burns. Instead, burns will heal this champion by 5% of his max HP each time the debuff activates, which is not bad. The active effect, again, is on a 3-turn cooldown. Whenever an enemy attempts to place a freeze debuff on this champion, instantly removes it and places it on the attacker, also places a burn on the attacker for 1 turn. That burn cannot be resisted. So this is the comment that, why don't you use him on an anti-Torment team? Listen, man, a chance at removing, or not a chance, but removing the freeze on a 3-turn cooldown on himself and placing a burn on Torment, that's not really that much of an anti-Torment ability. I mean, sure, he's going to resist the freeze 1 out of every 3 times, basically. But then what? You know, he goes in on a 4-turn cooldown and places a burn on him. He's already got a burn on him. There's no activations or anything like that. To me, this kit is just bad. I hate to say it, but it's very bad. Where could we use him? Well, Frostbiter, I promised you guys a differing opinion. Hellhades.com ranks him a 4 out of 5. That is a B, you know? And I'm so far off on this one, guys. They give him a 5 out of 5 in Spider. Again, Spider normal, a 5 out of 5 in Spider hard. Dude, give me Skrank. Give me any epic burner. Mordecai on a 3-turn cooldown. Why? Why do I want him? Obviously, give me an Artak or somebody like that way above him, right? Heck, even give me Akoth the Seared. At least I can get it on a 3-turn. I'm not giving this dude a 5 in Spider normal or hard. Sure, he's got a burn. You know, he's got a burn. I guess he's got that. Ice Golem hard, they give him a 5 out of 5. He is tanky. He does have the burn. I actually like him a little bit better in Ice Golem hard, you know? But again, I mean, an AoE burn, okay. I mean, I'll definitely take a Walking Tomb Drang or somebody like that, Artak again, over him. But what about you guys? Do you give him a 5 out of 5 in Ice Golem? Frostbiter, a 5 out of 5. So there's definitely some areas where they, they advocate using him. They give him a 4.5 out of 5 in Hydra Clan Boss. No. 1 AoE on a 4-turn cooldown with a 2-turn burn. That's it? No. I disagree respectfully. He has a 0.1 multiplier on his A1, a 0.15 multiplier on the A2, that's a 2-time hitter, and then a 0.2 multiplier on the A3. Not bad for a multiplier there. It's, it's not game-changingly, HP-based nuker, but it's not awful. And his HP is fairly high at 22.8. So I guess you could scale him up and put him in some crit rate, crit damage, and have him be kind of an AoE nuker on a 5-turn cooldown as well on that A3 ability. I want to try him in Frostbiter today because that was one of his highest scores that we saw him have. And I do agree with Frostbiter. Obviously, every 3 turns is going to be immune to that freeze. Same thing with Ice Golem. We can use him in that sort of way. It does help prevent those CCs. So I guess there is some, credence to that kind of use case on this champion. With that much HP, I ended up actually using him. The only place that I've really utilized him and had success with him was in last rotation of Curse City Hard, Cintrano Soul Cross, and I forgot the rest of the team or whatever, but it was a team in all stun sets, and I threw him in a bolster set. It was an HP Force Affinity only or something like that. I think that's what it was. So I threw him as my bolster champion because his HP scales fairly well, at 23k HP, and he doesn't have the AoEs to justify a stun set and control content. So I have accuracy on the banner, I have defense on the amulet, I have HP on the ring. I should probably have went HP on both of the artifacts, but that's a juicy 53 accuracy, so I can see why I kept it on. And having a little bit of defense is not the worst thing in the world. We do have HP percentage on his boots. We have accuracy on the chest, and we have HP percentage on the gauntlets as well. As much as I love this accuracy, guys, I'm going to have to sadly remove it. If we're going to put him in a bolster, we may as well actually get his HP up there, right? So I do want to go ahead and make that swap right now. So there it is, guys. Nothing too crazy on the build. Bolster and perception. I think that if you're not going to go bolster on this dude, triple perception is just fine. How else would we even build this guy? Triple perception, immortal gear, anything that's going to scale more HP is absolutely fine. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Immortal, bolster, shield, perception, those types of gear sets on this champion. I would not waste my nuking gear on him to try to take advantage of the 0.2 multiplier on the A3, personally. I don't have him awakened. I was going to say unfortunately, but I'm okay with it. That being said, guys, for blessings, if I did have him awakened, I would go Brimstone. I think that's probably the obvious choice for this champion, getting some damage out of Smite. You could mess around, try some Incinerate, HP Burn in the arena. You know, I've seen it do some pretty crazy things, but, you know, I probably would not go that route. I think that Brimstone is definitely where you want to go for him. So for masteries on this champion, guys, I would just pick up offense and support. I would come down, pick up the accuracy masteries, end at Master Hexer. No need for sniper on this champion. Come down offense. Sure, pick up some life drinker if you want to get a little bit of healage, a little bit more healage other than just the passive from this champion. Go down and end with War Master as a tier 6 option. Let's go ahead and give him a shot here, I guess, in the Frostbiter. So guys, here against Frostbiter, I actually farm Frostbiter more than any other Doom Tower boss on this rotation because I love Frostbite gear. We have Trunda on the team just to help us through the waves, but you guys will see the pros and the cons to this champion right before your very eyes. Now, this is going to apply, obviously, to Torment as well, or against Torment teams or other freeze teams. He's going to go ahead and he's going to land his burn there. Keep in mind, there's a high threshold for burns, or for resist, excuse me, on the Frostbiter, so we need his accuracy be a lot higher than it was today in order for him to tackle the top floor, which I have not unlocked yet on this cycle of Doom Tower at the time of this recording. But we'd probably have to jack it up to like 500. This is why I much prefer having a Walking Tomb Drang or Ignatius whose burns can't be resisted at least, right? That being said, we're on 40 hard right now, so he's going to be able to land it here just fine. He is immune. He'll be removing those freezes, but it seems like he's doing a pretty good job just resisting as is. The only problem is similar to what we talked about with Torment on this dude, right? He's going to do a great job, you know, removing that first fear, but then it's on a 3-turn cooldown. He needs to take 3 turns before he's able to remove the next fear, you know? That's a lot of turns, unfortunately. I think that an easy way to buff this dude, and I think he deserves a buff because, you know, he's trying to fill like an incredible niche in this game, but to be the best anti-freeze burner out there, right? Problem is, he's not even close to it right now. Take the A3, put it on 3-turn cooldown. That's the first one. Or 4-turn cooldown, book down to 3. And then that passive, I think at the very least, change it to a 2-turn cooldown. Honestly, even a 1-turn cooldown or no cooldown at all might be justified on this champion. This is the second to last champion that you get from Doom Tower Hard. He ought to be, I mean, I can't picture anybody getting their hands on this dude after playing for a couple years or whatever it is and not being disappointed by him. But hey, if you are that person, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. Clearly, some people just got their hands on him vis-a-vis secret rooms and wanted to find a guide out there on him. I wish I had better things to say about this champion, but it's a combination of a meh kit with the fact that it takes forever to get him, really, right? And that could be the case of a lot of Doom Tower hard champions in this game in general. So what do you think of Gronjarr, guys? Do you think he's at all exciting? Am I missing any of his biggest use cases? Do you agree? I didn't show him on Hydra, but they gave him a 4.5 out of 5 on Hydra. That is, by the time that you get him, I can't picture anybody using this dude in a Hydra clan boss. I really can't. By the time that you get him. Sure, if you're early game and you get your hands on him, there could be some use case. Spider progression, blah, blah, blah. Ice Golem progression, the whole 9. But other than that, I mean, you're not going to get your hands on him. He can't be pulled from shards. There's no way to get him other than grinding for a long time on Doom Tower Hard, in which case he's just not that good. Anyway, that's going to do it, guys. Keep the champion guide requests coming in the comments below. Much love, and as always, take care.